I'm taller.
There we go. All right, and then I'll turn this down a little bit. We're live on YouTube is where I'm starting to stream. I lost some of my content when I used another platform, and I'm not going to let that happen anymore.
No, of course not.
Oh my God, you're so busy. What, you've been busy all week, but today...
I do. Today is crazy.
That is
today
the crazy day for you.
So just finished an e-lightning session chaired by Jill Shipman from the university, also with me at the university in Fairbanks, Brandon Jellis in Idaho, Jose Salgado, many different groups of people. We had over 65 people turning up to listen to short presentations. I talked about the use of working with musical composers when you're looking at scientific data, to have the musical composer write an original piece of work based on their experiences and looking at the scientific data.
I'm going to stop you before you continue there. Yes. Is anybody else doing soundtracks for their data visualization anywhere in the world?
There are others doing it. It's not a new process. The new process is sometimes they're giving the scientific data after it's all been processed, and then they're saying now add some music to it.
So this is during.
This is during the process. So we interact with Trevor, who's the composer, and he's a teacher in Fairbanks. We get him to come in from the beginning and say, we've got this infrasound signal, we've got these webcams, these unmanned vehicles, these photographs. What piece would you write based on your experience at looking at that? He's even taken the infrasound signal and put it into the musical piece.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so that's just one thing that you're doing today.
And then this afternoon I have an invited talk on volcanic ash.
Talk a little bit about being invited to present rather than having to submit to present.
So invited present is people who are organizing sessions look for speakers that they want to represent the community, or to represent a topic, or be a topic that they feel should be there and should be at the top of the presentation schedule for that session. So they contact you and say, we would like to invite you to present in our session.
And so usually you put in a proposal and then it gets vetted and then you get included. But in this, you're recognized as an expert in the field.
Exactly. And then what you do is you put in your abstract and you have this selection of invited, and therefore you know it's going to be in. You're not waiting to hear, you're just waiting to hear which day. So mine's this afternoon.
That says a lot about you, and we've had a lot of conversations over the past few years, and you're a very humble person just to speak to in one-on-one. But in the world of science, you're an eminent researcher.
And it probably, I'm trying to think, it's probably my first invited. So after 13 years of coming to AGU, my first invited presentation, my colleagues feel that I'm the right person, the eminent scientist, you should say, to talk about the work. And it feels kind of humbling to think that in the past, when I may be giving a poster or hoping I got an oral talk, and then to have the recognition of being invited to talk about the research that I do, but also just the general community on volcanic clouds and volcanic plumes.
So volcanoes.
Yes.
Collaborating with artists.
Correct.
Unmanned aerial system expert? What is that all about?
Oh, well, that's my day job. So I'm the Associate Director of Research of AQUASI, which is the Alaska Center for Unmanned Aircraft Systems Integration in the University of Alaska Fairbanks and at the Geophysical Institute. And we do everything from search and rescue with large runway-based aircraft to small taskings with small aircraft for looking at vegetation, snow mapping. So it's taking my remote sensing background. So I'm trained in remote sensing of volcanoes and applying that to airborne data and to all types of hazardous environments, the dull, dirty and dangerous environments that unmanned vehicles can help with. So it's a tool to allow us to map the planet and understand hazards without putting people at risk, and also to help determine issues that can happen without putting manned aircraft at risk.
Why have you devoted your life to science?
I want to make a difference. I'm fortunate to have gone through an academic career. I'm fortunate to have been trained with a skill set, but I want to apply my science to something that is useful and is real world and is available in real time. So people can make better decisions based off what they call intelligent data. So rather than just here's the data, it's like here how can it be used? How can it be used by others to make better decisions for the safety of others?
One thing I heard this year that I might have heard before but never made that connection is science before policy.
Yes, so it's how to use science to help make policy decisions, and how to use science to make better decisions during hazardous environments and hazardous events. Because then what you're doing is you're providing the decision makers with the best available information for them to make informed decisions rather than making decisions based off incorrect data or lack of knowledge.
At the University of Alaska Fairbanks, we have students that have come in when they're 18 years old.
Exactly.
They matriculate through until they're 22,
Yep.
then they might go to grad school, and then they might go further to grad school, get their PhDs, and then they become early career scientists. Yes. Are you a mid-career scientist now? Or
I
don't
guess
think you're a late
no,
career
I probably
scientist.
am a mid-career scientist. I came to Fairbanks 13 years ago as a postdoctoral researcher. I probably was an early career scientist at that time. I'm now probably mid-career, I would say. I'm starting to get the associate names after things, and I'm associate research professor. I'm a deputy director of a center. I'm associate director of a center. I've reached that mid-career stage. I'm even been brought in to help the university on large-scale plans. I run faculty research days in Fairbanks. So I'm sort of involved in that mid-career. Maybe the next step is to move on to a full professor and bring in large programs.
The last question I'll ask you, and let you get back with your very busy day, is the University of Alaska Fairbanks seems to have offered you amazing opportunities.
That's very true.
Do you find that to be the case throughout the university?
Yes, the UAF is an amazing academic institution. It's an amazing institution, not just academic, just research, student environments, what students can get involved in everywhere from undergraduate research to faculty, professors. Both involved in connecting with the community. I'm fortunate that I've been able to work with people from College of Liberal Arts, School of Management, College of Natural Science, Geophysical Institute. So there's the breadth of knowledge and the breadth of understanding across the campus is amazing. And the people. That's the thing about UAF. It's the people you work with. Often people say with your PhD, it's maybe not what you always learn, it's the people you learn it with. They become your friends for life. And Fairbanks, I've now got friends for life, just like I had from when I did my PhD. And I think that's the unique side of Fairbanks is even if you leave and have gone for 10 years, you can come back and people remember who you are. Because of your experiences at the time when you're at UAF.
I'm crying over here a little bit too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrew.
I'll let you get out through your day. I'll see you tonight at reception.
Yes.
And are you going to the museums tonight?
I'm going to the reception, I'm going to the art and science reception, and I'm going to the museums as well. So I'm going till 10 p.m.
It's going to be me too. It's going to be great. Great
I will
day.
see you at the reception.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you very much.